Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Hold on. I have to unplug this weak, terrible device, the BTR5, because I'm not joking. At 60 on high gain, yeah, you can't. Sorry, baby. A high gain. Yeah, LDAC. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Goodbye. So that's my favorite IEM testing platform is the BTR5. But at the end of this cable is not a normal IEM in any fucking means. This is the Tin P2. And Yoko is the wallpaper. Get your wallets ready. Okay, so the Tin P1 lives here. Tin P1 was an IM that I absolutely love. It made it into the box of amazing things. Where are you, in fact? Here. Had a custom wire made for it and everything. And what makes the Tin P1 and subsequently P2 special is that they are planar magnetic. So instead of a dynamic little it's, you know, at the wall. And this one is a 12 millimeter wall. I'm not sure what the diameter was on that. And that means it needs a power, and it means it's very different sounding than like just every other IM that's either a dynamic or a balanced armature and dynamic. Problem, first of all, and foremost, that I was always saying about the P1, and the reason why I got a little bit of backlash by saying I love the P1, everyone's like, it's just mid-range, and, you know, it's not that good. Why you fucking keep pushing it? Is like, because if a BTR5 on 60 volume on high gain can't play it, most people are going to plug it into their, you know, IFI Zendax or other USB powered things or their portables, and they're going to be like, oh, this IM is not very good. Zeos is wrong. Zeos is not wrong. You are misunderstanding what you need. It's like having the DT880 600 ohms. Yeah, but I plugged them into my motherboard. They don't sound good, so you're wrong, Zeos. I have the Rebel amp and the Topping A90 on high gain with a balanced output at like 1145 is the volume knobs. We're going to use those for the rest of this test. So I'm going to stop. Before I get into the IM, which I'm still wearing, we're going to have a little talk. Don't buy these unless you absolutely understand the concept of power and the power requirements. In fact, I went from the BTR5 to these with the adapters they come with, by the way. I'm going to show you those because this thing comes with that $340 price, which is what it is on sale currently, is going to be like, oh, well, that makes perfect sense because of all the shit. But yeah, I went from that to these, and then went back to that, and I'm like, oh shit, 60. That's as high as it goes. Oh well. So are they better than the Tin P1s? Well, they're certainly not as unique in sound signature. A lot of I was going to say dispraise. I'm pretty sure dispraise isn't a word, but I like it. So we're going to go with dispraise, which is the opposite of praise. Was that it's all mid-range. It's just a big mid-range hump in the middle. And I liked it because of that, because I get to listen to IMs all fucking day. You think this box is consistently neutral IMs? Hell no. There's from Nanas to Audioflies, to the little ones that look like shower heads, the Chacones, to the Tin P1s, to the blonde BLO3s. Like, I have variety. So the mid-range hump was one of the reasons I liked it. It was different sounding than the rest of them, and I loved it. So these sound a little more normal, to my chagrin. Did I say chagrin already in this review, or is that another review? I do a couple reviews in a row, so the word chagrin may have popped up. The Tin P2s are what the Tin P1s probably everyone expected them to be. Actually, these are a lot more money now that I'm thinking about it. How much were the Tin P1s when they came up? Weren't they like 180? Because this is like double that. But we are getting a newer driver. It's 12 millimeter. Shut up. All you got to know about the Tin P2s is that the case they come with is this blue leather that just sort of flops open. Oh, it's real leather. And it's like riveted together. And it looks like something you would wear on your sash if you were in the Old West. You would keep your 45 long Colts in this, or chewing tobacco, and you'd open it up. This is the least sensical IEM case I've ever used. In fact, I've never used it. I never put these in here. I just took it out and went, huh, that's weird, and then put it back in the case. So you're not exactly buying it for this, but this is the type of shit why I love tin and why I love the sound of the tin P2s and the tin P1s, is because this is fucking nonsensical and I love it. So that's a thing. The box, by the way, it does this weird like back opening thing. So it doesn't just lift up. That would be too easy. No, it's got to like lift and then fold back, and then it doesn't stay. So I was presented with the IMs and that blue thing. Then there's a drawer, and the drawer had the box, which looks like something from like Coach with the patterning on it, with the wire in it, which we're going to get to the wire because, the wire. It came with 2 adapters, which I guess I will show you now. This one is 2.5 millimeter balanced to 3.5 millimeter unbalanced right angle. And it's beautifully made out of machined metal. And this one is 2.5 millimeters to 4.4 Pentacon. And it's beautifully made out of machined metal. So you no longer need 3 different wires to run your tin P2s on things. I'm using the unbalanced one to go to the Class A Rebel amp. And I'm using the 4.4 Pentacon one to go to the A90. And so you're left with the 2.5 millimeter on the wire for the tin P2s, which is gold and carbon fiber, and then copper 8-wire. And it's just this weave of absolute, it's actually a little bit tight. I could probably stand to do this a little bit to it, just so like relax a little bit. Yeah, just chill back, buddy. Just do this in an OCD fashion so that it like gets out of the funk it was when it was traveling. Do I have to take them out of my ears? I don't want to take them out of my ears yet, because I want to keep going. In a complete change of brain patterns, there are 3 different sized foam tips in tin gray, which is what they replaced from going from the blue. These are the blues. This is supposed to be the blues from the tin T2s, but it's not. But it's a similar feeling like foam. It's like a non-memory foam or a really fast memory foam in large, medium, and small. And then silicones in large, medium, and small. And that's all we got to talk about with the access. It's a hell of a box. I'll just give it to that. It's a hell of a box. So now let's plug this in. Do we want linear or do we want fun? Let's do linear first, because that's how we do. XLR being fed from the Modius. High gain. Noon. Sherlock Holmes soundtrack. Chess. Shadows. Part 3. Once I took these off the BTR5, they became one of my favorite IMs. They need a $500 amplifier. And it doesn't matter if it's balanced or unbalanced, as long as you can push. Like, I want you to imagine that the holes, like, here's how IMs look. Most IMs are little tiny things with little like holes in it, like a 1/4-inch hole or a couple of like 5 millimeters, and sound comes through it. These 10 P2s, you need a microscope to see the hole. So you got to push sound as violently hard as possible. What's that, 1 o'clock? They could take it. These are taking a balanced, that's absurd. They're very loud right now. But nothing hurts. I can't hear myself speaking. This is wild. I could say anything I want. No one can hear me. Or I'm probably just yelling in my basement. There is a lack of pain with the tin P2s that I don't find very often in an IEM. And I know that's a weird like angle to come around with, considering Yoko's the background and she has the most tragic backstory ever. Or future story, I don't know. If you've not seen Gurren Lagann, you got to get in the mood. But it's like I'm sitting there and music is just being shoved onto the actual nerve endings of my brain. And it's warm. They kept the warmth from the P1s. That like, ooh, it's mirroring. But then they filled in the treble with just enough detail that it's like, ah. And yet it never hurts when you crank it. Music swells up into my ear holes. And we're not even on the Rebel amp yet, so it's still like absolute neutrality on this, and I'm just... Okay. Unplug that. Take that off. Plug this in. It's a quiet song. Real quiet. I might... See, it's just too much variation between these two to say if I think balance is worth it for just IM things. I always think balance is worth it. But, oh, God. Okay, there's like a creaminess to the sound because of that big-ass planar. And then the bass comes in and it sounds like you're wearing full-size planar headphones. Which it's not OH7. OH7 stand alone in this world for low end in anything ever, like an IM or a headphone. So we're not... It's not like, oh, these are a bassy IM. These are a planar IM. Like, there's no other description for it. Because there's so few of those that exist that I feel like they deserve their own category. This is one of those IMs that if you have the means to push them, do. Get these. These are not out there to compete with the Starfields or other $300 just normal IMs with balanced armatures that are designed for portability. I don't believe that these tin P2s are designed to go portable. I just don't think that. You need a Mojo. You know what? I don't even know. I should... How hard would it be to hook up? I gotta see something. Because I have not, I'll just swap that out real quick. XDO 5 is the big daddy of portable amp DACs. 1 watt per channel. I want to at least give you guys a heads up because I want to use these. And being locked at a desk to use them on like this equipment is fine for me. But it may not be fine for you. So let me at least see. We know we want to change inputs to coaxial. Gonna unlock this bitch. Oh, the XGO already hooked up. How awesome is that? Nope, that's definitely not anybody's picture. Shut up. Memphis Bells. We are on high gain. We have no bass boost. We do have the resistance boost on though. And it sounds like at 1 o'clock or a little bit above noon. Wait. Oh, there you go. Okay, so they can be used portably. High gain on this. If you have this at high gain and the adapter wire, which makes it look like that, you can absolutely run these IMs portable. God, how do they sound so good? All right, the fix saved by 0. Let's take this to 2 o'clock. I could see other fanatics of IMs. I'll take them out of my ears now that I've done this final test. I didn't try that, and I'm like, oh, I really got to try that. Firstly, they're fucking gorgeous. They're the stainless steel. There is a seam, but they've like smoothed it out. You get those it's like a hammered metal. It looks like a filter, like it's gonna leak sound, but they are a fully sealed unit. Someday. Okay. The wire, which is just it's like the ultimate. It feels like $1,000 IM cable. A little bit tight. You got to like loosen it up. It's been in shipping. But the gold and the carbon fiber, I hate these clear things. I usually break them off with a pliers. But it just the whole package. And then you look at it, it says Tin P2, and it's got that fucking design and that look, and they fit over your ears. And I am using Dakoni tips. I will say this: I can't do IM reviews without Dakoni tips on them. It's just my tip. If you use a different tip, if you use the tips it comes with, I tried to use the tips it comes with. They weren't quite the right size and shape. So I went from the foams that were a large and a medium to the zirconia foams, which are a large and a medium. And they'll link them in the description, obviously. And those are like, okay, now I'm ready to really enjoy these. I have, other than this problem, the problem of like powering them, I don't see a flaw with the IEMs, except for the fact that some people will listen to them and go, oh, these are still those mid-focused ones. Yeah, good. Good. They've brought the treble up. The bass is impactful and large, yet it's still a warm-sounding IEM. And I could ask for nothing more from an IEM. I'm actually sad now because they're not in my ears. It's come to that point now. It's like, fuck. I mean, look at them and they're beautiful. They got the blue ring and the red ring on the wire. These are, by the way, not MMCX. These are a 2-pin, but they're a shielded 2-pin. So it's like the QDC, yeah, you know the type of wire that it is. A 2-pin would work in here. It's that one that goes around, and I love this wire and the way it looks. Oh, God. I want to put them back in my ears now. Have you seen them enough? Can I go back to just... Because, like, I can look at a pair of headphones and I can go, wow, I know how that sounds. I love that thing. But do I actually love it unless I'm wearing it? That's the thing. Like, can you love something without actually wearing That's a good question for the comments. By 0. If I lose my hearing, it's because Tin P2s are playing Bohemian Rhapsody, fucking We Will Rock You. But on your face. Yeah, no, these are fucking amazing. If you can get the volume, like the thing is about IEMs, if I put the volume up and it's like, oh, no, stop. But I'm just putting the volume up and I'm like, oh, no, don't stop. That don't is important. That's 3 o'clock. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. These are going to cause me to die, and that's bad because I like living. Unlike some people, I actually do enjoy the prospect of being alive. Plug that in. All right, see, I don't know, when this review's over, I might just like pick up my phone and just, walk around, maybe with the Tin P2s in. These have an exceptional place in my heart and in my head, obviously, because that's what they're currently inside of it. Because I don't know of any other IEM you could just turn up and just keep turning up and just keep turning up. And then Florence the Machine, Seven Devils starts playing. And you're like, oh no, is this going to be bad? And you know it's not going to be bad. You know everything that comes out of these is going to make you go like, I'm going to wait for that point to hit. And Speeding of Seven Devils. You know which part I'm talking about. I got a little bit of a chill and maybe a tear in my eye just now. Like legit. Like fucking legit tear in my eye from the They're money. They are cash money. You're getting a lot of stuff. You're getting these adapters. I guarantee you try to find a 2.5 millimeter, 3.5 millimeter, and a 2.5 millimeter 4.4 Pentacon adapter alone. You're looking at $50 for these two, if you could find them. And these are super well built. Because they know that people are going to spend money. I love the cable. You don't have to buy an extra wire. So if you're thinking about IEMs, you're like, well, but Zeos, I'm going to have to buy a cable and I got to buy the special cable. You don't. So that's automatically saving you money. And then you get to the point where you need to power them. As long as your desktop amp powering these, you got a Ship Magni 3 or a Heresy, you're fine. Anything that puts out a watt. Obviously, this is 1 watt per channel. That's my benchmark. You need a watt per channel to run these. Not whatever the BTR5 is, 800 milliliters. That's volume of liquid. My pants are filled with the volume of liquid, but not this. I should have, if I had the Q3 not packed away for the yard sale, I would have plugged it into that. And it probably would have been just like the BTR5, but louder, and I would have actually got to experience it. These are an experience, and I feel like you should know that the only 2 IEMs I brought to RMAF when we did RMAF before the world went to shit and we could actually do that were the OH10s for wide, big, sultry sound, and the 10P2s for, oh, fuck, focus sound. Someone stole the OH10s, by the way, from that room, but they didn't steal the 10s because they didn't appreciate them. And I actually, you know what amp I used to power the 10P1s? I was going to use like any old amp, but I've had to fucking pull out the Woo Audio WA11 Topaz, the brick that's like 1.4 watts a channel, to run the 10P1 so that I sounded correct. And if you think about the 10P2s, you're going to have to think about how to make them sound correct. Because I was listening on the BTR5 and I was like, and then I turned it up to towering lagging levels of power, and it's like, oh yes, this is fucking epic. So here you go, 10P2s, fucking epic.com. Now, Linsoul sent it to me. Linsoul has them on sale currently. There is a weird, like, you can get it with a Thigh Audio EST cable. I don't know if that's what this is, because it doesn't show the cable. If I click it though, it goes from 339 to 389, and it doesn't show if anything's going up. And apparently, pre-order still starts from October 31st, which is Halloween, which is like 3 days ago. So it can be shipped out on the Oh wait, what? Stocks will be shipped out from 10/20, but that's 11 days before the sale starts. I don't know. Anyway, I'll link to Linsoul in the description because they're the ones who sent this to me. I believe they sent this to me. Linsoul sent me a lot of good stuff. And they know that I'm going to just fucking... I can't hold back when it's like the P1 was like... and it's like people like, fuck you. Oh, I don't like the 10P1. And now you have your opinion. Everyone's allowed their opinion. Everyone's allowed their opinion. But you're not allowed to tell me a Ferrari is not a great driving car if you looked at one at a car show one time. And that's what playing a 10P1 or a 10P2 on a underpowered amp is. It's like, I don't know. I'm just parking in this parking lot. Ferrari's not that great. Get on the fucking Nürburgring. Throw all the power that's required into it and then judge it. And also find the tips that we want. As much as I love the tips that comes, it's fine. Find your tips, get a good seal, and then judge these and come back to this fucking video and tell me I'm right or I'm wrong. Doesn't matter. As long as you do it. Or you know what? Fuck this video. This video is stupid. Go to Hi-Fi Guides forum, which is linked in the descriptions. Yes, link to the 10P2 post on, I'm sure it exists already. I'm sure that the forum has already made a post for it. IM's other, Unique Melody Mest. I've heard the Mest is fantastic too. 10T2, where are the official categories? IM's other. What does it mean other? Try i3. God, there's so many posts on IEMs. So many posts. Great cables design for the blonde M3. Okay, it's on there. There'll be one in the description. So thank you to Linsoul. Thank you to 10 for existing and not giving up despite having a couple failures, or at least like the 10T3 was never really good, and the 10T2 Pro was like, I didn't like that, and the 10T4 was okay. But then there was like, what was the other one that I just did that was like 10? It was like, wireless ones? Whatever. 10P2s are a fucking winner, but all this shit. So, Yoko, available to download in the description. Crop her out, put her on your phone. Links to this, I'll probably link all the fucking amps because I do that all the time. Everything I mentioned in the description is in mentioned order in the description unless I have to organize it better. Other than that, links to my Patreon and Subscribe Star, which hopefully will feed me today because I'm fucking hungry. I think I should do more reviews starving because I'm really angry and I love something and I'm angry. It's like a real good combination. Headphone reviewer found dead on floor from starvation. Good luck. So yeah, support this channel. $5 a month lets you see these reviews early, which I'm going to have to give this to the patrons and the Subscribe Star people before that sale ends. And then hopefully get it out before the sale ends publicly. But if it ends and you're seeing this video publicly, it's because the patrons got it first, or the supporters got it first. But you get to see these reviews early. You get to ask me questions on platform, although you will be waiting quite a while to get a response back. I'm sorry. It's just physics. I don't have the time of day or the mental capacity. And you get to enter in the yard sale, which these will not be in. And someone gave me some shit in the yard sale video, like, oh, you always promise to sell things and you don't. Like, I either keep something for future reference, keep it because I love it, or it's just too big to ship. Like, I'm not going to ship a 600-pound subwoofers to Nebraska actually wouldn't be bad. But to the Netherlands, it'd be like, no. I have to refinance my house. No, not doing it. So if you want to buy things in the yard sale, things that are not the tin P2s, check that out. But yeah, and the $10 tier, which is, let me see, where are these people? There are people. Let me see where the people are. Go to my favorites. They're in my favorites. So I'm talking to them right now. This is live. This is the live patronage chat. So I'm doing the tin P2 review, and they're fucking amazing plugged into like the A90 or the Rebel amp. You cannot use them portable unless you go with the 1 watt per channel X-Duo, X-Duo 5 Plus. So don't even try. I maxed out the BTR5. Maxed it out 60 on high gain. So don't attempt it. If you want to look at the tin P2s, they are glorious. See, they get it first. You can't get more first than that. I'm still filming the review, and the $10 patrons know what's going on, and I'm sure there'll be 19 ats, and I'll have to respond to all of them. But yeah, no, thank you for stopping by, and I guess I need to find a place to put these. Moondrops. Oh, the OH7s? Are you OH7? No, you're 2-pin. I don't know. I have like just an empty wire. I guess they're going to go there. So I'm going to go put these there. Or not, and keep using them, because that's how good they are.